Good morning. So I'm not entirely sure what the plan is here this morning. We got a batch of corn dried through that GSI dryer last night. I think Phil's got it loaded with another one ready to go, but he's not here yet, so I'm going to wait for him to come around before I start it, just to make sure. I did get the generator running this morning, so we're getting close here. I'm hoping that those guys come for the grain leg here real soon. It's still only 7:30, so probably a little bit yet, but and then we can get that fixed. The problem is where we're sitting right now, we have about 5,000 to 6,000 bushels of corn out in the field, and we got to have somewhere to put that. And at the moment, we can store, we've got one truck empty and maybe a little bit in our overhead bin, so we could get 1,500 bushels, say. So that's not enough. Well, every time we do a dryer batch, it's 1,500 bushels. Well, that'd be 4 dryer batches to get to 6,000. And while that doesn't sound like a lot, each batch is taking 4 hours. Well, that puts us through the end of tonight, so that isn't going to work. So hopefully we can get the other dryer running. If we could just get 1,000 or a couple thousand bushels through that, we'll be able to finish, and maybe by mid-afternoon we'd be done and ready to go. It's going to take a while to get all the rest of the corn dried and get the trucks emptied and stuff, but that's just what we're dealing with. So we'll see how we do the rest of the day here. So I have a pretty good theory of what happened to this leg yesterday. I can try and explain it a little bit, but basically you guys saw that belt right there. It goes in here. The buckets go down on this side. They go around the bottom, and then they come over here. And inside here, they come around the top of that bottom of that pulley and go back up. This up here is where the corn comes out of the dryer and it falls down into the leg where them buckets grab it and then take it to the top. 2 days ago, when we fixed it, because we had a bucket missing, broken, and we looked all over trying to find that bucket up in the bin in the top of the leg. It wasn't laying in the bottom down here, and we thought, well, it must have broken up and gotten buried in the corn in the bin. I think now that we were wrong. Now, this is my theory. I don't know that I'm right, but when we took that belt out, this bucket right here was caught somehow up right in here with the buckets underneath it. I think this is the bucket that broke off. My current theory is that it was sitting right there full of corn, just rubbing on the buckets going past until it wore through and one of them grabbed it, at which point it wedged itself up right there, stopping that belt from turning. But the motor that drives it from the clear at the top is where this leg is driven from. I think that pulley kept turning until it melted through the belting and it broke. That's my theory. Looking back, we should have kept looking until we found that bucket after we knew one was missing. But at the time, we just thought, well, it broke up. It's a yellow bucket. It would be really hard to find in the corn, especially if it was under a foot or something of corn. So we didn't worry about it. Never would have imagined that it would be able to just plug that leg up. I'm actually shocked that it didn't break into 100 pieces as soon as it got caught and just fall apart. So it's unfortunate. It's tough. Could we have prevented it? Probably, but you do the best you can. And how long would we have been searching and trying to find that? And, it sucks. It's not that big of a deal. We'll get done. We'll finish it. So it is what it is. Okay, so we have decided that, when that dryer's drying, it puts off all that steam and it makes it really unpleasant working conditions for these guys. So we're going to not start that dryer up right now. I'm going to take this opportunity to work on that electrical project that I started the other day. Okay, so just as a reminder, in case you didn't watch the last video that I was working on this project and what we're doing here, basically we've got this electrical line right here that comes out and it runs over to this box. We've got a 110 outlet and a 220 outlet here. What we need is a 220 outlet over here so we can plug in a cord to run to our generator that's has an engine block here that runs on 220. So I ran this conduit up and over to that box. Now we've got to put another box in, a piece of conduit and a box right here to mount that plug. And I'm also putting in a system that will tell me how full this bin is. A series of lights that are going to go up and down this the side of the bin here. So I'm making provisions for that too. We're going to put a switch in that box, and then probably won't get to that today. Definitely won't get to that today, but at least we'll have the stuff there, so when I do get time we can put it in. Okay, I've got my box mounted and conduit run. The next step is to pull wires. So I've got to take these plugs apart, get some wire, connect them to there, to the other plugs, and run them through into the new box. First thing to do here again is to just double check and make sure the power is still off. Okay, making progress here. I got the conduit in, and I've actually got wires all pulled from over there. So I'm ready to install my plugs. This is the plug that I'm going to be using for the 220 plug, and then this is going to be my switch to control my lights. So the guys are here working on the leg. They're getting ready to get that put back together, so things are moving. We decided, yeah, I think I already told you, we decided not to start this dryer because of the steam, so gonna be a while before we get back to shelling yet, but we are making progress here. So my system to tell the levels in the bins here is actually going to run off of 12 volts, which is why I needed this big box here, because that has to hold this power supply. So I've got that all wired up. I've just capped off the leads because I don't need them, but check them. Okay. Okay. So this is how this works here. Oh, okay.
So he's feeding them buckets into the bottom of the leg. Phil's helping move them over so that we can push them in. There's a cable running down the leg attached to the buckets, pulling them over the top, over to this pulley, hooked to the truck over here, which is then pulling it out.
Okay, the belt is in the leg. It's a little bit short because we had to cut out these bad sections here. So they got some splice piece that they're going to splice in there. And then this will be back up and running. I think I'm going to go grab some lunch so that when this is running and we're back, I'll be back around here. Okay, I'm back from lunch. I've been for a while actually. They're finishing up putting the leg back together. The buckets are all in, the splice is made. They're putting the covers back on. We're getting about ready to run it. All goes smoothly, we'll fire up the dryer. Drying corn shortly, which means we can go shell corn a little bit. Good news! We are back up and running. The leg seems to be working. It's making a little bit of noise when the buckets come around where that splice is, just because that belt's thicker and so it pushes them out. And we think it's going to be okay, or it'll wear in. Just got to let it stretch a little bit. It's only got to run for another day until we get rid of some of this wet corn. So, but yeah, dryer's up and running. There's corn coming out. Everything else seems to be good. So we're gonna have to let it run for a little bit and bring the wet bin down so we can dump some of this corn, and then it'll be time to go finish shelling up here. Since that dryer is gonna take a little while to get us enough room to finish shelling the corn, I decided to come up to the field where Dad's been doing some chiseling and just see how he was coming. Run the chisel for a little bit here for him while he goes and gets something to eat. He is about done with this field. You see him right there. And so there's not a lot to do, just basically these front end rows. So I'll do that, move the tractor home for him, and we'll keep that going to the next field then. Tillaging. So apparently we have rodents in the tractor cab. Dad has set a mouse trap. That seems strange. And also not good. So I brought that tractor back after I got done with that field, fueled it up. Dad had gotten done eating by that point, so he took it to the next field to keep chiseling. We're still kind of just waiting around on the dryer to catch up or get us a little bit of empty space in the bins so we can get these trucks empty. Phil is actually emptying one right now. See through the window there. So hopefully before too long we'll be back out in the field and finish that corn. 30 acres. It takes about 3 hours. While we're waiting here though, a couple of days ago, somebody asked me how an auger worked. I guess I had talked about it in one of the videos. And so I have a example here that's probably as easy to explain as anywhere. So this is actually one of our sweep augers. We carry it in the bin to help. Let me turn the camera around. We carry it in the bin to help get the corn to the center once it stops running out the hole. But still, same principle. So usually this is inside of a tube so that the grain can't spill out from the sides of it. But basically what happens is it turns, and as it turns, it pushes the grain to the end. So if you kind of follow that flighting, you can see we have 3 empty trucks. Time to go to the field, shell some corn. There goes another load of corn. Night mode activated. Well, we're down to 16 acres, but trucks are full again, so we're going to run these 2 back. I think Phil's going to have another one empty, and our GSI dryer might be done pretty quick, so we'll see if we can't get that filled too somehow, but it's a little tricky with our grain setup and running the other dryer, so getting closer. Look who came for a visit tonight. Can you wave hi? Okay, we've got a full combine cab again, which is awesome. We are down to our last 16 acres, and we have 3 empty trucks, which means we will get it done. Probably take us about an hour and a half here, but we're going to be done shelling corn at Waldron for 2019, and I am so ready for this. We found the horn. Well, the countdown continues. We're down to 11 acres. But our fuel gauge is also getting low. We're down to 3 bars. Are we going to make it?
You want Mama to come with you?
The plot thickens.
By yourself?
Now they're both flashing. The countdown is down to 5. And we're holding steady at 2 bars each on the DEF and the fuel. I think we're going to make it. We ditched one of the kids. He's in the grain cart tractor with Ben, which he doesn't know Ben. Like, he's maybe met him a few times in his life. So the fact that he wanted to go by himself is rather impressive. Shows you how much he wanted to ride in the grain cart tractor. And the other one has decided to watch YouTube videos. But of course, he's not watching my YouTube videos. He's watching Blippi. Like, who is this guy? We're back to the horn. See that tractor coming, Brayson? Well, we'll end the drama. We are on the last pass. Still 2 bars flashing, so we are going to be able to finish here. Grain cart is full almost. I'm pretty sure the trucks are full. And there they are, the last 8 rows of corn harvest for Waldron. Plan for tomorrow morning is to move, go to Berkey and start combining those soybeans, and hopefully by the end of the weekend we'll have those done. Yay, we're done! Park the truck in line. Drying corn. Okay guys, so here's the situation for tonight. We have finished shelling the corn here at Waldron. I'm currently fueling up the combine, getting that ready to go to Berkey in the morning. We have still a ton of wet corn sitting around. Our wet bin is still almost full. That holds about 11,000 bushels. We have 3 trucks and a grain cart full. So there's 3,500, 4,000 bushels there. The GSI dryer is drying a batch right now. We're going to fill that and restart it here yet tonight, which means it will run most of the night and probably be done sometime between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. We're also going to let the big dryer keep running through the night. I'll probably come back and check on it early in the morning, which will make it till tomorrow's video, not tonight's. Phil went to go get something to eat. I am going to head home here as soon as the combine is done fueling up because we're going to try and get a early start heading to Berkey tomorrow to combine beans. It's going to be kind of touch and go getting stuff moved. It's going to take a little bit of time, so I don't expect to have a huge big day tomorrow, but I do expect to get something done down there. We're really hoping that the beans are going to be dry. If we have to dry beans down there, it is going to complicate things and make it so much slower. So yeah, let's just hope for dry beans. With that, this will be the end of tonight's video. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Leave me comments on what you guys want to see. Give me some feedback. You know, if there's something you've seen in a video that you're wondering about, you got questions, ask them. I will answer them. And we will see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks.